Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Super Julie Braun, she's with us. She's with superinsurance.com. And I was just saying before the break, or before the segment, rather, how big of a fan I am of that organization. I allowed my intern program that we had on and off over the years go dormant because I concluded internship programs simply didn't work. And what I discovered is that my intern programs simply didn't work. But if you got a professional in, like Super Julie and the folks from superinsurance.com, it can be literally transformative. And that's the kind of effect that her organization has had on my intern program. And so I'm a big fan, Super Julie.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Yeah, what we do is we help businesses and organizations grow successfully by utilizing interns. And if you are the chief, the bottle washer, and the cook of your business, you need help. So virtual interns are a great way to get that help.
Yeah, absolutely. I strongly recommend people check out superinterns.com. And you got a great guest today, fine gentleman. I got to visit with him briefly as well. Why don't you introduce him? He's here in the studios, and you're where God only knows. But we have him right here in the studios, and we're looking forward to our chat today.
Great, yes. So this morning we have General Jeffrey Kendall. And Jeffrey is a business consultant for MyClick.City. So good morning, Jeffrey. Tell us about MyClick.City.
Well, good morning, Julie. MyClick is basically a team out of San Antonio, team of entrepreneurs that are working together to help connect the military and first responder communities with support of local as well as some national businesses out there and access to events and employment opportunities. And so we do that through a mobile application, kind of an innovative tech platform that puts local businesses on the map and highlights where their spotlights are for supporting our military and first responders. And in the end, we are the ones who are trying to connect these communities. And so in the end, MyClick connects communities.
So how long have you been involved with the company, and when did it get started?
So I started with this company just probably about less than half a year ago. And my involvement with them comes after when the company really started to move forward here. The co-founder, Mark Palmrose, moved himself and his daughter down to San Antonio, Military City, USA, to try to bring this thing forward because we recognize the need for bringing an application together that can now support the military and first responder communities' access to trusted businesses downtown.
Very good. Super Julie.
Yeah, so what sort of benefits do merchants and the community get from MyClick?
Well, the benefits primarily for the businesses is to get some access to a very unique group of military and first responders that from a business standpoint, they get to spotlight what it is that they provide for discounts or for other support to the military, because we have some very, very patriotic businesses in this country, and in particular in Military City, USA. But they sometimes lack a kind of a coherent or focused way that they can actually get their word out to what it is they provide. And so for the military establishment to have access to these local businesses there, as well as national businesses that have local presence, it becomes a win-win for both sides.
That's interesting. And so talk a little bit about the strategy, how you see it long-term working.
Our strategy right now, because is really focusing on getting the MyClick program started. As part of a social movement called 10,000 Strong of trying to bring the communities together, we are now in the foundational stages. So we are, just getting the mobile application released. Android is out now. iOS should be out within the next month. Because at the end of the day, you only get one chance to make a good first impression. So we want to establish the foundation early in Military City, USA. And over the next year, we'll continue to build that. But once we have that foundation established where we focus on those local communities, now we can start exporting that. And so the growth model becomes absolutely explosive over the next 4 years.
Very good. Super Julie?
So the benefits are for the veterans who get additional discounts and that sort of thing, and their families. Is that right? Is that how the connection works?
That's exactly right, SJ. And so what we have is this service to, in particular, the military community, which it makes up less than 1% of the population in the nation today. They gain the benefit of having access to trusted businesses, not those that might say that they're military supporters, but not necessarily do so, and that can come out through the reviews. There is a 0 to 5 star review process inside the application, but it's also focusing on the military and first responders' families. For example, a family in the military is very transient, and when you come to a brand new community, particularly in San Antonio, they don't necessarily know how to connect downtown, where to go, who to trust. If they want to buy a used car, if they want to go to eat in a nice restaurant, where is it that they go? So now they have an opportunity through a free download of this application to go out and find a place to go eat, buy that car, and is really focusing on the families, because a lot of times the service member's not even there. And so we have to focus on the families who sometimes are a little bit stretched on their dollars because they're serving the nation. And you don't get rich in the military, I'll be honest. So when you go out there and you want to get support in the local community, and how do you want to connect in that local community, you have a way of accessing those businesses, those events, and potentially within the next year, employment opportunities for those who are transitioning.
Mm-hmm. And I guess it's funded entirely by the businesses that want to make their services available at a lower cost to those veterans.
Kevin, you're exactly right. So what we do is go through a subscription-based approach. The businesses have access to their profiles, so they can spice it up however they want. They pay the monthly subscription, and then they highlight through their categories whether they're military supporters, whether they are first responder supporters, or because this is an inclusive app, if they're not either, they can still list under a general category, because we want to have everybody have access out there. And in reality, there's a lot of folks in the community who aren't necessarily military or first responder related, but they will want to have access to this very same patriotic businesses who support the military, and they'd like to be able to identify who they might be.
Mm-hmm. Super Julie?
So it's for military, for families, for veterans, for first responders. It's all those folks. And the thing that I found to be so awesome on your website is you want to make sure everyone that's in the uniform gets a salute. Can you tell us about that?
Well, I think because we're looking at those who are serving, whether they're locally serving in the communities, whether they're locally or they're serving their nation from abroad, or now stationed in the San Antonio area, or in other military communities, which will be part of our growth model here in the near future. We are focusing on all those who support. And so whether it's a first responder, your firefighters, your police force, whether it is the uniformed military member, whether it's those who have served and are now veterans, and then, like I said, their families. That is where our focus is, because this is where we want to be able to build those relationships between businesses and those communities.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good. What's your website, by the way? People get more information.
You bet. So our website, you can find us on for MyClick, www.myclick, that's with a K, .city, so MYKLICK.city. And for the 10,000 Strong movement, which is patterned a little bit after some of the Humans of New York, for those who are interested or have availability to that website, you can find us on www.militarycity.life.
Humans in New York?
Humans of New York.
Of New York. There are humans in New York. I didn't know that. That's good to know. All right, Super Julie, wrap it up. We got about 30 seconds.
Sure thing. So thank you so much, General Jeffrey, coming on today. It's fantastic what you are doing for our military and first responders and all the folks that, are our everyday heroes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Superinterns.com. Check out Super Julie and what she does there. And I'm Kevin Price. We're going to have more for you after this. Do want to remind you, the show continues 24/7 at priceofbusiness.com. And also this Sunday on the Biz TV network, my national TV program, I'm interviewing publisher of Forbes magazine, Steve Forbes. Make sure you check that out and much, much more. Stay tuned for more right after this on The Price of Business.